Apple Blossom, we're going to first start by drawing the flower that sits on top of her head. So right here I'm just going to be drawing a flower, and I'm going to start with a small circle for the center of the flower. So right here I'm just going to draw a small circle, and I'm going to start to draw 5 petals that goes around this circle. So I'm going to start about right here with a big nice curve. And I'm just going to go around and draw 4 more. So I'm just going to go around the circle and trying to make my petals as even as possible. So I'm just going to have 2 more right here. And 1 more. And so inside you want to give it some detail, so just draw a little line right here in the center of each petal. And you've got your little flower, your little apple blossom. And so from here I like to draw the stem that comes out. So come out about right here, and I'm going to draw a curve, and this is going to be the stem, and I'm going to curve it down and bring it back in with a curve. So that's the apple stem right there, and in here I'm going to draw a curve to make the stem have some dimension. And so from here we can start to draw the leaves. So there's 2 leaves on this apple blossom. So the first one I'm going to draw, it will be about right here, and I'm going to start about right here. I'm going to draw a leaf, so I'm going to curve, and right here I'm going to curve. And so I'm going to zigzag in, come back out. So right here also come back in and connect it. And so for some details in this leaf, just kind of follow the flow of this leaf, and in the center, just draw a vein, a curve back into the leaf. And right here, where you zigzag, just draw another line. And so maybe here, just continue some lines for the veins in the leaf. And so another leaf right here that sits about right here. I'm going to draw a curve that comes down. And so right here I'm going to about right here draw another curve. And this one zigzags in and comes again to a center right here and connect it. And so once again, from the center we're going to draw a vein, a curve that comes down. And so for some details, curve for some veins, and maybe 1 more right there. And so now the next step will be easier. Since I'm using a Sharpie, I'm going to draw this little worm that comes out of the apple. But if you were using a pencil, just go ahead and draw the whole apple first, and then you can go in and draw the worm. But I'm going to go ahead and draw the worm first. So right here next to the flower, I'm going to draw this cute little worm. So it's just a curve that comes around for this head, her head I mean, and come back in. And so right here towards the bottom, I'm going to draw goes around the worm, so it looks like the worm is inside the apple, that's coming out of the apple. And so for some details, so about right here I'm going to draw a curved line, and it's curved so that the worm looks like it has some dimension. It's not flat, so I'm going to draw about 3 curves. And so with this worm, I'm giving her very, very cute, just very simple actually, just curved lines for her eyes and a cute little smile. And I'm going to cap it off, and 2 little marks right here. And I'm going to give her a bow because I can, because this is my my version of the Shopkins Apple Blossom. So I couldn't resist. I'm adding a little bow right there. So you can go ahead and add that if you like. And so now that we have the top in, let's go ahead and draw the apple. So with the apple right here, we're going to start about right here, and we're going to draw a curve that comes down. So come about right here, and we're going to draw a big curve. So we're going to come down, imagining this is the apple. And so if this is the center of the apple, we're going to be drawing another curve that matches this side. So come about right here. So there should be another line about right there. And we're going to draw about right here. We're going to come down on the other side. And so let's finish off the bottom of the apple. So we're going to dip it in towards this center right here at the bottom. So I'm going to come down and towards the center, about right there, giving myself a point. I'm going to, dip it and come down again on the other side and connect it. So you dipped a little bit for your apple. And so now we can go in for some details. So I'm going to draw this hand first because it kind of covers her eyes. So about right here towards the bottom, I'm going to draw a curve for her hand, and I'm going to curve it around. So it's a very simple little hand. And from this hand, I can draw her eyes. So I know her eyes are going to be about right here. So from here, I'm going to draw a circle. So the other side, I'm going to draw another circle about right here. And so then I'm going to give this apple blossom some just so cute eyes, of course. And so 2 circles for highlights and a curved line at the bottom and shade in the top. So if you don't like these eyes on this apple blossom, you can just follow the original Shopkins eyes, which are very nice also. But since I'm drawing it, I had to give her my Draw So Cute eyes. And so lines at the bottom. And so same thing here, 2 small circles at an angle for highlights. Curved line at the bottom and lines and shade in the top. So the reason I'm drawing this apple blossom right here from Shopkins is because this is my favorite Shopkins when it comes to seeing it being drawn in 3D for the cartoon, the animation I mean for Shopkins. It's just so pretty, the colors, the little flower, the little worm. It's just my favorite one, and so I had to draw it. And also spring is here and my apple tree is blooming, and so I was just really inspired. And so right here I'm going to draw a lash that comes out, and so this side has another lash. And so after I decided to draw this apple blossom, I was inspired to draw more fruit. So please look forward to seeing more Shopkins fruit coming up. If you can comment below which fruit you think is going to come up next. And one hint is that I have it in my garden. And so we got the eyes in, we got the lashes, and so right here I'm just going to draw a little curve that comes down, and another one over here, curve it down, and we're going to give her a very sweet, cute smile. So I'm going to curve right here towards the center, and I'm going to draw like a U, connect it, and right here I'm just going to draw a little curve. So right here, make that line a little bit longer. And so we got our little apple eye in, and her little mouth. Let's see, let me count this. Okay, so now we can finally draw her other hand. And so her other hand, she's holding a little flower. And so right here, close to the apple, we're going to draw a circle for the center of our flower. And we're going to draw the petals. I'm going to come out. So there's going to be 5 of them, but you're not going to see all of them because they're kind of tucked behind. So I'm going to go around. And so right here, once again, towards the center. So you're not going to see that one. But I'm going to still draw a line there. And I'm going to draw a little curve right here under the flower. So this is her hand holding the stem. And so I'm going to draw a stem right here under this curve. So imagine the flower has a little stem, so two curves connected. And then right here I'm going to draw another curve that connects back into the apple. And so for her feet, so her feet luckily are fairly simple. So right here I'm just towards the center, I'm going to draw a curve. And right here another curve, and it's tucked into the back so I don't see all of that foot. And right here in the center of this shoe we're going to draw a circle and a bow. So two curves that go around to meet back at the circle, and line right here on both sides. And so right here you won't see the whole bow, which is part of it. And curve and a line. And so there, my cute little apple blossom from Shopkins, and hope you like it. And now it's time to color her. So to color this sweet apple blossom, I'm going to be using Crayola markers. And so these are basically just like the other, the typical Crayola markers that you find everywhere, but these are just smaller and they're called pipsqueaks. And if you've been watching my videos, you see that I'm kind of using these a lot because I can get a whole bucket of it, and so I don't have to go scrambling around looking for different colors. So I'm going to start by coloring the worm. And so this is a pink, and it's called Baby Bunny Pink, but it's just any kind of pink that we like to use. And I'm going to start by coloring this cute little worm pink. So once again, if you feel more comfortable, you can just draw an outline around what you're coloring, and that way you won't be afraid of going outside the lines. So I'm going to put this back here, and I'm going to color her bow. And oh, sorry, this is Petite Rose, so it's just kind of like a purplish pink. And I'm just going to go in here and color that really quickly. And so now we're going to color the stem. So I'm using a brown, and this brown is called Copper Penny. So any brown would do. And I'm just going to come in here and color. And so notice I'm not doing anything special right now. I'm just filling it in. And later I'll go back in to add some details to it. And so now the leaves. So the leaves on this apple blossom are slightly more green, darker green, like a blue green compared to the apple itself. So this right here is called, oh, well duh, it's called leaf green. And so I'm going to come in here and color these leaves. And so I gave myself an outline because this is a much bigger space to color. So by giving myself an outline, it just makes it safer. And so right here, I'm just outlining it around, and I'm just going to go in and color it, fill it in. I just love coloring. It was one of my favorite things to do when I was little. Something about filling it in with color, right? And bringing it to life. And so for the apple, let's do the apple. So for the apple, I'm using my favorite color, and this is called grasshopper green. It's kind of like a moss green, and I'm just going to outline it once again. I'm going to go around and quickly color all the way around. So there, got the apple green in. And so now let's color her feet. So her feet are also the same kind of green as the leaves. leaves, so it's kind of like a more blue green. So I'm going to go in here and color her feet. So if you don't have markers, definitely use color pencils, crayons, anything will work. And so right here, the stem right here, I forgot her hand. So right here, you'll come back in the green and color her hand. And since I still have the green, I'm going to, let's go back in here. And the marker has dried a little bit, and so I like to go back in with the same color and darken areas just to pop it out. You don't have to do this at all, but this just makes your drawing pop out, adds another dimension to it. So like right here under the leaves, right here where you might see a shadow, go back in with the same green, like under the flower. And the reason you're going back under with the same green is that way it's a lot safer. You don't have to worry too much if it's too dark or anything like that. So I'm going to come around. I'm not going to hit the edge. Notice how I'm just kind of giving myself a border right here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want that part to be a little bit lighter, and it just pops it out more. Makes it look a little bit rounder because this is an apple. And when I come to about right here, I'm just going to lightly try to fade it out with the Crayola marker with these quick short strokes. So down here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come down and just try to fade it out. And it's really hard with the Crayola markers because it leaves a lot of streaks, and it's not like those expensive alcohol-based markers, but we try to do what we can, right? And so right here, we do what we can with what we have. And because those markers are really expensive and not everyone can get them. I don't even have them yet. But one day I shall, and I'll see what they're all about. And so right here, once again, I'm just giving myself an edge. So notice right here, it's kind of light. And I'm just gonna come around. And right here, I'm just gonna come in towards the bottom, darken this part. So it kind of pops out the leaf right here. See how this part's lighter? It just adds some dimension to this hand. And right under the hand right here, I'm just gonna go in, once again, make it darker. And underneath the apple, right here, it should be a little bit darker, right? So I'm just gonna go in there and muck it up. And so we've got our apple green in, and I'm gonna come in here, darken it right there, and that's about it and under the eyebrow. And I'm gonna come in this green, and I'm gonna darken my black. Just something I like to do, because even though it's a Sharpie, the black just doesn't get as black after it dries. So by going in with another color and covering it up, it darkens the black really nicely. And so after that, I'm gonna come in with my green again that I used for the leaves. And I'm just gonna go I'm gonna outline everything again, and I'll just pop it out. So I'm basically just retracing what I drew. Nothing special, I'm just retracing all these lines. And I'm gonna come back here. And see how you popped it out? Now there's some light and there's some dark. And so it just adds another nice level of color to it. And so under the leaf. And so right here, like also with the shoe, so this shoe right here will be a little bit darker towards the bottom right here. Towards right here under the apple. And the stem right here. And let's not forget the eye. So I'm going to come in here with a lighter, this is called sweet pea green. I'm just going to come in here and give her some color right here for the eye under. And the worm, I'm gonna come back in with a darker pink. Oh no, this is the same pink, it's not darker. I'm just gonna come back in and outline my worm. And right here, I'm just gonna outline her. And so towards right here, I'm just going to come back in and darken it a little bit. So that way, see how I popped it out? I'm gonna retrace her eyes. And the flower, let's not forget the flower. I'm using a color called Jelly Bean Blue, and I'm just gonna go in and trace the outline of the flower, because that's how it's done in the Shopkins 3D drawing. And it really, even though it's a white flower, by adding the blue outline, it adds some color and it makes it really, really pretty. And so right here, we're just gonna go around the edges and basically just retrace the drawing. And so from there, let's not forget the stem right here. So this part, I'm gonna darken, and I'm gonna come in here and retrace once again my lines. And right here, I'm gonna make it darker. In here too. So it pops it out. And let's not forget her little tongue right here, a nice little pink. And I think we should make this part kind of like a, well, I'm gonna make it green and add some pink to it. Because it is inside the apple, right? And add some more, just to give it some kind of a dark color. So it's green and pink mixed together. And then last but not least, the centers of the flowers. So what I like to do is, oops, go in with a yellow. And also her bow is like that too, so. And then go in with an orange. Outline it. So same thing here, I'm just gonna outline it. Ah, my yellow wants to come into the drawing for some reason. And come back in here. And then, see, it keeps rolling in there. Come back in with the yellow and just kind of blend it in. Blend everything together. Like that. So I'm going to come back in here with this sweet pea green I was using, which is a very light yellowish green. And I'm going to try to use this to kind of smooth out these streaks right here. So I'm going to come back in here where you see these streaks. I'm going to try to blend it out. If you have this, this is a nice way to try to blend it out. But if you don't have it, the streaks are perfectly fine. But if you can, it's always nice to try to get rid of the streaks from the markers. Or if you had a color pencil, you could do the same thing. Just lightly go back in with a color pencil and just blur out the streaks. So I think it's kind of working. Let's see, does that look better? Yeah, it's actually working. So just come back in here with the lightest green possible, or even a yellow. You can come back in here and a very light yellow, and try to blend it out. And so there. Pretty cool, right? I hope you like how I colored I hope you like how I drew and colored this apple blossom for Shopkins. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to get updates on more Draw So Cute videos. See you later.